Yo, what is up guys, it's your boy KPR making a video on Texas Chainsaw Massacre since it came to Game Pass. It's a pretty fun game so far, but it can of course be frustrating at times for both sides. It is of course easier to play as a family because there are 3 of you and there is no way you can get murked like the victims can. I kind of don't like these type of games where you can't fight back that much cause sometimes it isn't fun if the killers are too OP like the ones in Dead by Daylight. I have played it for around 10 hours or so, then I dropped it. It wasn't fun playing as the survivors on there, on how I can't really do much to fight them, and some of the DLC killers I would run into would just be so cancerous. The most you can do in this game is stun them for a brief period of time, and usually I believe this is around 5 seconds or so, depending on your strength, which is stupid since you don't notice that much of a difference when maxed out. There are no perks that will let you make it longer, but there are perks that will help the family recover from all stuns. They should not have the perk for the family if they are not going to add perks that would help out the victim's sneak attack stun duration. There are only 2 perks that will help out with sneak attacks, but what sucks about them is that one of them is merely so it doesn't consume the bone scrap. This perk is called Efficient Backstabber. It maxes out at 40%, but no cap, that's not worth it. They should have at least made it around 60% to make it more viable, otherwise, most people aren't going to take it. You can find this perk in the toughness section. The other perk is called Fish Hooks, which is pretty useful, which is one of the perks I run with Leland. It makes it so your sneak attack reduces the family's max stamina by 50 to 75%, depending on which level you have it on. This can be located in the strength section. The perk the family adds should either be removed or changed so that Leland's tackle will not be affected by the resistance, because there have been so many times where I tackle them but they are able to get up within 5 to 6 seconds, not giving me enough time to escape due to Leland wasting stamina like a mofo. It's so annoying that I try to escape them, but my stamina is not that good, so they will 8 out of 10 times catch up to me. The other reason they can as well is because I usually am already sprinting before I tackle them, so my stamina is already drained a bit. But thankfully there's a passive for the skill that lets you regain more stamina after you tackle a family member. You're also able to tackle multiple family members down. Don't know if you can hit all 3, you most likely can, but I haven't done it yet. I will try and do it before I upload the video. So anyways, I want to get into some of the other stuff that should be changed for family, because they are the most OP ones right now. First, I want to start off with a general one. I would not suggest getting into a face-off or close encounter, where you have to mash the button, because if another family member is nearby, you will die. It's so dumb, and yes, I wouldn't mind if the victims would not be able to save teammates either, as long as I can't be one-shotted even when I have full health. It's such a stupid thing. The most you should do is around 50% of my current or maximum health. Also, if you win the close encounter and are in the animation of winning, they can still one-shot you. They should definitely give you invincibility frames during the animation. Next, nerfs towards Leatherface. He is able to one-shot or one-down you if he fully revs his chainsaw, and I know some people will say that's high risk, high reward. However, there would only be risks if he could die or be incapacitated, but all that could happen are stuns, and they don't even last that long due to Leatherface having a high resistance to stuns naturally because he's supposed to be the tank of the game. I'm pretty sure you are stunned for way less, because with Leland's stun, that should only last 4 seconds at most when it's actually like at 10 seconds with my perk. That should not be a thing at all. They should just stumble him as well, since you're able to do so, except it has to be with the door slam. Leatherface can't follow you through crawl spaces, but that doesn't mean shit when you have the highest endurance and have the revving ability that lets you run faster than all the survivors, even if they are using the dash ability. They should at least make it so you're able to keep pace or barely outrunning them, because you are basically moving around 25 to 30% faster than all dashing characters. Then I mentioned that you are able to max out both savagery and endurance because you don't need attributes added to harvest since you're the only killer that spawns in the basement. It's the other family's job to feed Grandpa. Of course you should feed him whenever you get an execution, but it's not your priority to be collecting blood. Leatherface definitely needs damage and stamina nerfs. Hopefully these come through because he is so annoying to go up against, especially if they are level 10 and have level 3 perks. Another family member that should be nerfed is Sissy. Just her hit rate, because the poison is only useful when you actually take her unique perks, otherwise she will be useless. You can go ahead and nerf the perks, like the slowing effect that poison gives you. You can max it out at 15% instead of 20%. I believe that's the only unique perk that should be nerfed, because the other ones aren't that significant. I run Spore Loser, which makes it so it drops a poison cloud when I lose the close encounter. The cooldown varies from 90 to 30 seconds. I have used this a few times, but most of the time they don't try to do a close encounter because they have already ran through my poison and don't want to run into another one. Next up that should be nerfed is the cook's harvesting, or how much you can get from blood sources. Because I started a match one time and the MF within 30 seconds woke up Grandpa because he collected enough blood to level him up. That is just unfair at that point. I would be okay if it was like within 1 to 2 minutes, because by that time you'd already have a door unlocked at least to be out. That's about the only thing for him. Nothing else is really that OP about him, because he moves slowly, doesn't do too much damage, and his locking ability only has 2 charges, I believe. Onto something that should be buffed, and that's the XP, because it takes so many matches to try and level up some stuff, and I can't tell whether the XP is distributed equally or is given at the same amount of XP earned to all of the abilities. Unlike that, in order to max out abilities, it keeps doubling, where it goes from like 6k XP needed, then to 12k, and level 3 is 24k for abilities like for your RB or whatever you're playing on. This goes for some of the perks as well. And the other dumb part is that you also have to unlock them through the skill tree first, and then you can level them up. You best main 1 or 2 characters at the beginning, because you aren't going to have jack perks leveled up, and most of them are useless at the beginning, and others aren't even worth leveling up, like the chance to not consume the bone scrap is capped at 40%. That's so dog water. They should have at least made it 65%. Back to the XP problem. They need to double or even triple the rate that you earn XP, or cut the requirement to level up perks by 65%, because it just feels like Texas grind Massacre right now. Those were all the stuff that I wanted to talk about and that they should change right now, because every other victim or family member aren't as OP as Sissy, Leatherface, or Cook. Except for Cook, it should just be his harvesting aptitude. Shit's mad annoying. If you guys believe they should make other changes, please let me know down in the comments. Like if you agree with my suggestions, and dislike if you don't agree with them. With that being said, have a good day and stay safe. Later.